this is the last tier list from my solo queue tier list. I'm gonna repeat myself again. This is a tier list is for if you're gonna solo queue and often you're gonna be stuck first picking something and you want to win, you know. So these are gods that can do good, even if your teammates don't do like that good, you know. They can just carry games, do everything. So they can do the damage, the CC, everything. Yeah, GG, exactly. Okay, so let's start with AMC. I think AMC is better than people think. Like he has infinite pressure, and people don't always. Okay, this is gonna be a must ban. Must ban. Yeah, I said it's really difficult to play. Also. So yeah, I don't think he's that bad. Of course, he's gonna get dove easily, but I think if you upgrade his hive first, you just upgrade his one, you get so much movement speed. But he cannot be an A because he still relies a bit too much on peel. So I played AMC yesterday against a good team, and like I still died twice, even though I was playing so far. And also, I think he kind of wanted a lifesteal with him. So that way, if you get dove, you can just if you have a soul eater, you can just heal with your 3 and your 2, you know. But he's still good. I think people would put him in C. I think in solo queue he can be fine. If you're gonna first pick him, it's gonna be tough. Like they can just pick Odin, of course, but I feel like it's not that bad. It could be worse. Okay. But yeah, he's good. On her, I'm an on her Aether, but I think he's good. I'm just not good with him, but I think if you're good on her, you can probably just run games and just snowball from them, you know? So yeah, I would suggest him for sure if you're gonna solo queue, but you gotta do like really good pillars. If you don't do good pillars with him, he's gonna be useless. But if you can land some, body block some, like his shred late game is so good. If he gets dove, and you just like if you have executioner with the glyph, the red glyph, you can just kill people so fast. So yeah, I would suggest on her for sure if you want to solo queue and try some to run some games. Apollo, I haven't seen this guy in the games. I don't think he's that good. His ult doesn't have any value. It's a bit like Chernobog, where if you ult, you kind of have to go in, otherwise it kind of feels bad. His abilities, they don't do any damage, you know. If you compare it to them, they have like damaging abilities. To like every good hunter in JOUST is gonna have good damage with their abilities. So his mez is really good. I think his mez is one of the best abilities to just self heal yourself. But other than that, your one really sucks. I think Apollo's one is one of the worst abilities in the game. It doesn't do much. You have to be close to the wave also to use it. And if you just compare it to like Onhers 2, it is so bad. So yeah, that's my thoughts on this guy. I would love for him to be better, but I don't think he's good. Artemis. I think Artemis is fine. But I think you gotta build her with like ability based for sure. You gotta like build her max cooldown with maybe Runeforge, Breastplate, and maybe a Kins. And I think that way she's really good. But I think she needs like to be tanky and have another backliner. She cannot be like the main damage. So if you're gonna solo queue, just maybe let your teammates know that you're gonna build tank or like hybrid, so they pick another backliner. Because if they just pick 2 guardians, I don't think it's gonna be enough. You might just get dove and feed, you know. But if you have some defense, you can live and actually outplay people. So that's how I feel about art. Let's see. Charybdis is one of the best hunter to solo queue, but I don't think she's that good. The few times I played Charybdis in like low MMR games, often I was just in the back trying to not die on cooldown. Because the problem with this character is she needs to be like in melee range, you know? Her 2 is melee range, and of course her basic attacks. And her abilities, it's a bit like Apollo. They don't do much damage. The 2 doesn't do much. The 3 is really good because it's self-peel and also like she's really safe. Like she's the safest hunter in the game, and it's not even close. But it's hard for her to get in there, you know? But if you can get in there, if you got a comp that you can actually get in there, she's really good. But I've been playing a few games where like I'm against 2 Guardians and 1 Charybdis, and late game we just killed the 2 Guardians and she's still in the back, and she cannot stay with her things. She got a 3 out, and when she 3s out, she cannot DPS, you know? So yeah, I think a good strat against her is just starting the fight by diving her, then when you force your 3, when you force her 3, you just go on her tanks and you just kill them. Feel like that's how I feel about Charybdis. But yeah, don't get me wrong, she's still really good in solo queue, but I think there are better options for sure. Chiron. I think Chiron could be an S. I'm not really good with this guy. I don't use his one really well, but if you can use his one to cleanse your teammates, he's so good. Like if they have an Ymir, a Kuzembo, Xentian, if you can just cleanse your teammates when they get CC'd, he's so good. His damage is insane as well. If you just build a full power and duality in the game, his ult just one-shots people. I had a game yesterday where I was against a Chiron and he was able to just 100-0 my Persephone late game. He was just ulting, and if he hit like his three shots plus the 2, she was just dying and she couldn't do anything about it. But we still won the game because we were just better. But still, I think Chiron was one of the best, if not the best. We'll see. I think might be a few other options, but yeah, I think he's good. I just don't like playing the guy. I think he's boring. I don't know why. Kernanos. This guy is probably low B, top of C. I would love the guy to be good. He was good for a while. His ult is like his best thing in team fights because you cannot like you cannot DR his transform. So if you ult 2 or 3 people during a fight, it's like 1 or 2 seconds that they cannot do anything. And you also gotta use his one correctly. You gotta use it. You gotta use the shred and then also the life steal and the damage if you're getting dove. It's hard to. I think he's really harder to play than people think. So that's why I think he's only bottom B. His career isn't that good. His 2 is good if they have like if they're diving you with mobility because it's a cripple. But other than that, I don't think he's that good. Chernobog. I think Chernobog's fine. He's probably like around this. He does good damage. He's really safe with his ult and his 3. But again, it's the same thing like these guys. His abilities don't do enough damage for like him to do insane things. He doesn't have much CC. So yeah, he's good, but I would just suggest to play other gods. That's it. I guess I could put Chronos. No, let's just stick to physical hunters because I did Chronos as a mage. Cupid. I think Cupid is one of the best. If you saw my streams, you know how much I love Cupid. This guy is so good, man. He's so good for like, I think 2 reasons. First of all, his 1 is insanely good for peel and also just clearing the wave, just for doing everything. Because if you hit someone, he's slowed for 4 seconds and then he gets stunned at the end. That is really good. And it's like a range stun, an AoE stun. And that can stun like his allies as well. Also, his heals. Like if you just upgrade his 1 max and then his 2, you can just spam your heals for your frontline and they're gonna give you heal and mana, so you get like an infinite heal. You can just stay in your lane forever in the middle of the lane, and I don't know, Cupid feels so good, man. His ult is also good. I would suggest you just use his ult as like a self heal and just canceling dashes. So if you see, for example, like a Chiron dashing at you, you just use your ult and you interrupt him. So that's good. And his dash is also good, but you gotta be careful with him. I often dash in, and it's risky, but sometimes it works. So yeah, I think Cupid is one of the best for sure. Even maybe better than Chiron, but that's a hot take. I think he's in S tier, but I don't think everyone would agree. Denzar. I had a Denzar game today. It felt kind of bad. I think he's fine, but you gotta like run over games. And I don't think even like if you play him perfectly, it's gonna be great. Because when you ult, it's like Apollo and Chernobog. You're gonna get in there, and if your team doesn't follow up, you're fucked, you know? So yeah, I think he's in B tier for that. His because there's a bunch of ways you could build him, but it's really hard. Like there are just so much better options if you're gonna solo queue. So I should suggest to just put him in B, you know? Freya, I did her with the mages. Achiman. I think this guy sucks. I'll be honest. I know like OG players love him. People think he might be fine, but he doesn't do much. This guy doesn't do much. His 2 doesn't do any damage. His dash is okay. His 1 is good. I think his 1 is really good for team fights. You can just poke people from afar. But like, I don't know. His ult doesn't do much. His ult is only like an escape. And it doesn't do much. I think he's still fine. Like if you're a really good Achiman, you can probably get away with playing this guy, but I don't think he's really good. His clear is kind of bad early, so I don't know. I played against really good people playing Aiman, and they were not threatening at all until like hyper late game. Heim. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what this god does. I never see him in JOUST, so I'm gonna put him in C. I would love to have more input on that guy. I also need to play him because someone did a god request to me, but I don't want to play this guy. He seems boring. I know people love this guy and I think he's really like fun, but I don't know what he does and I don't want to play him. So I'm gonna put him in C. Maybe people can add more. Okay, I could do like don't know. Maybe this is more fair, you know? There you go. Ishtar. For a while, I thought Ishtar was really good because she has so much shred and she has a good bull demon shred. Hey, Bivara, thanks for the sub. Thank you so much. It means a lot. Welcome, welcome. Okay. Ishtar, yeah, I would say she's probably in B. For a while, I thought she was really good because of her bull demon shred, like I said. But her dash can be cancelled way too easily, and then she just dies, you know? She's really hard to play. I think her 1 was really good before, but it got nerfed way too hard. So, Also, Bivara, if you have a god request, you can just ask me in the chat. I can do it for next game. Thank you so much. Izanami. Oh no, let's do Hui first. I think Hui is one of the best solo queue gods. His only struggle is his like first 5 levels. When you get ult, you can just like always trade buffs. So if you got ult, you just ult a buff, and you kind of just get it for free. And then you just get out of the early game, and this guy just fucks late game. He does so much damage to tanks. You cannot dive him or you just die. So I think Hui is one of the best, for sure. Izanami. I think Izanami is pretty good. I played her twice a day, and both times I did good with her. So, and I was in solo queue. I think her clear is fine. And every hunter that has a good clear is always like good, because that way you don't like lose your tower immediately, and she's really safe. Like her dash, it got buffed a few times, and now she's really safe, and I think it's good. And if you're against a mage, you can just ult the mage and just instantly kill him late game, and he cannot do much if he doesn't have bees, you know? Jing. I think Jing is kind of meh. She doesn't bring much to the table. She's fine, but once again, her abilities don't do anything. They don't do enough damage for it to matter. Her 2 is good in Conquest because you're gonna hit squishies. But in JOUST, you're gonna be hitting 2 tanks always, and like crits are not good in JOUST. If you're against a Kuzembo, you're just gonna kill yourself. And if they have a Thorns, it's the same thing. Crits are really, 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 really bad in JOUST, you know? I don't think she's gonna be above B for sure. Medusa. Okay, Medusa is top 3 for me. I think for solo queue, she's probably the best one, and for one reason. It's because of her clear. Her clear and her early game is just too good. She can just one-shot people early game with Wing Shard. If you just upgrade your 1, or just if you have like 1 point in your 1, you just do 3 basic attacks to someone, dash them, and she just kills people. So she just has infinite pressure. Her ult is always good. If you just build her full damage, her ult is gonna hit for like 700 to like hit on 800. So yeah, I would suggest just spam Medusa if you wanna go up the rankings. She's better early game than these 3. The only thing is like she doesn't get kins often. So that's like the only downside to playing her above these 2, for example. Like her shred isn't as good late game, but she's still really good. So I think she's the best hunter for solo queue. And these 4 are always good options. If they're open, you can always pick them, and there are no like big counter pick, except maybe like Ymir for Medusa. And even then, it has to be a really good Ymir, you know? Wait. Neat. Neat sucks. I don't know. She doesn't do anything. Wait, did I miss her? Where did I put her? Uh-oh. I lost my Neat. Okay. Oh no, she's here. Okay, my bad. Yeah, Neat kind of sucks. I think she's in C tier. Her only good thing is the clear. Yeah, thank you, Bive. Thank you guys. I was lost for a second. She doesn't do much. You either gotta build her full damage, I mean like full power and doing good ults, or you just build her full attack speed and then she doesn't do much because she doesn't have like really good steroids like these guys. And if you build her full power, it's hard to get good value with your ult because your ult late game, you're not gonna be able to hold the squishies. It's just gonna get body blocked by the guardians, you know. So yeah, I don't think she's really good at all. So we got Rama next. Olawan is fine. I'd put him as a mage. Yeah, Rama. I think Rama's kind of bad. Oh, my bad. Did I just... Okay, I think Rama's kind of bad. For about the same reasons as everyone. His abilities don't do enough. His 2 and his ult is kind of good. Like his ult, if you're getting dove, you can just ult and just wait for a really long time. But then when you go down, if they're ready for you, you're just gonna die. And it's a bit like Charybdis that he needs to get like in melee range. His range is really, really close. And if he gets in melee range, he can be picked off way easily. Like way too easily. And he doesn't have a Charybdis 3. If he had like a better dash, like a longer dash, he would probably be there. But his dash is isn't that good. It's not long enough, you know? Okay, who am I missing? Uller. Okay, let's put them both here if I see them. I think Uller is really bad. His ult is insane. It's good, but still, you have to hit every shot and also use it correctly. I don't think it's that good. Uller, I hate the guy. Every time I see a note in Joust, he needs like 20 minutes to get online, and even then, he's hard to play because his early game is way too bad. He always gets out of mana, his abilities don't do enough, and he's too hard to play. Yo, what's up, Hollywood? Thank you so much, bro. And also, okay, I'm saying if you hit it, but it's also like Rama snipes cannot be guaranteed ever. Like it's impossible to hit every one of them. So if an ult is not guaranteed, it's kind of bad. I feel like I would love for Rama to be good, but I played him like twice, and I think I won one and then I lost one. I don't know. I don't think that Rama can be in B, especially in solo queue, guys. You got to remember this is for solo queue. If you're gonna solo queue and first pick Rama, I think you're gonna lose. Xbalanque is really good. I think Xbalanque can be an S tier. The reason why is his range is really good. His 2 and 3 are really good abilities. When I'm talking about like abilities that do damage, this guy comes to mind. His 2 and 3 just do so much. The slow is good. His dash immune is good. So if you're against Naris, you can just 3 out. His ult is so good late game. You can just hit towers and phoenixes from out of the range. And you just, I don't know. His passive plus his 1 makes him hit so hard, and so that way you could just... Okay, so usually the build as a hunter, I'm gonna do my my usual build. Okay, so for example, usually a build as a hunter, you're gonna build like this: leather cowl. Okay, does that work? Leather cowl. You're gonna go this. Okay, not this. My bad. Gonna go this. Then you're gonna get executioner. You're gonna get Kens. Then you want to get Fatalis just to juke people around. And then last item is always like what you prefer. Also, you upgrade this to the green one at one point. You get this one, you know. And this is always a preference. You can go like Oboe. I love to go Oboe. You can go Titan's Bane. Titan's Bane is fine. You could go if you want cooldown, you can go what's it called? This Fail Not. I think it's good. You can also go Aussie if you want more lifesteal. Like there are so much options. Okay. You can also go Griffin Wing if you want. So my point is, if you're gonna play X-Ball, you get so much more damage with your 1. Okay, am I in the camera? With your 1 and your passive that you can basically afford to just build anything you want. You can also just like, because usually this should be a Titan's Bane, like should be a Titan's Bane usually, but with X-Ball you can just go something else. You can just go Oboe and Griffin Wing, and you're gonna do the same amount of damage as another hunter that's gonna build Titan's Bane, you know? So you basically get a free item because of your passive and your 1. Don't know if that makes sense. And having a free item as a backliner just feels so good. And this on X-Ball is really good because it's all... Oh, you can also go Dom. Forgot about them. This is good on X-Ball because you get some MP5 also. So I think I really like this for MP5. So you don't run out of mana as fast. So yeah, this build kind of slaps. You guys should try it for sure. Okay, so X-Ball S tier for sure. I think he might be above this. But for solo queue, I don't want to change the order too much. Because he's still like team dependent. He can feed if if his like front line doesn't help him as much. Okay, who do we have left? There's Marty. Is that it? Okay, am I missing someone? I think Marty's good in solo queue. I've been playing against Pitbull with his Marty, and his Marty is really good because he goes blink, and late game you cannot expect a Marty in his bush to blink and just one shot you. So he's really good, but you have to keep in mind this is solo queue. I don't think he's like that threatening. I think he's probably an A tier, but you gotta be really clean on the Marty. Because I won against it also yesterday, and how you win against the Marty is you force his ult. Okay, you don't want him to ult you like voluntarily. If he's engaged on you and ulting when he wants to, you're gonna lose the game. But if you just force his ult, then he's kind of fucked because you can just lock him down, and it becomes a bit easy, you know. Especially if he has blink also, because if he has blink, he has no Aegis. He's kind of fucked, you know. So I think Marty's good, but you got to be clean on him, and also like you're kind of team dependent. But I still think he's in A tier. Also, Charybdis is probably there. She's so safe that she deserves to be in the S tier for sure. I think that's Nut or Newt. Thank you, Breezy. Why do you hate this? Okay, I'm gonna talk to you about this after Vive. Okay, one sec. I have big hate for Chronos Pendant. You guys know that. Okay, where's Nut? I don't know where she is. Poseidon? I might be blind also. Oh, maybe it's not. Okay, this is not the good tier list because it's Eggshell release. I don't think she's in there. That's okay. Nut, I would probably say don't know. I've seen one Nut since the like last 2 months, and she did like enough damage, but she kept dying. I would probably put her in C. Once again, it's the same things. She needs to get in range, and her abilities don't do enough. Her 2 doesn't do enough, and her dash is not like the length is not good enough in Joust because you're just gonna get dove and die, you know. But her 1 is really good. Her 1 for tanks, it's really good. That's like her best ability. And her ult, it's a bit like Rama, that when she ults, she can like just survive for a bit, but then she needs to come down eventually, and she's gonna die, you know. So yeah, Nut would be here for sure. I need the lore. Okay, one sec. So yeah, this is it. This is the Hunter tier list. I'm gonna upload it on YouTube and put it in the Discord, as always. So if you're in solo queue, I would suggest to just prioritize Medusa. She's probably the best one because her early game is so good. If your Chiron is good, he's really nice because he can cleanse his tanks and just make them like survive for so long. Same thing with Cupid. His hearts are really good.